Next video. In today's video I will show you how to make an API request for a watchOS application in SwiftUI. So if you see the output, here I am using the Rick and Morty API. So if you don't know what is Rick and Morty API, like it is a popular I would say cartoon which appeals to adults, but anyways, forget about that. But here is a Rick and Morty API, so I am fetching all this data from an API, so the image as well as the text, but there is a lot other things to this API as well, but I have decided to keep it simple. And if you scroll over here you can see that I am using another API called a Star Wars API or Swappy, and here I am just displaying the text for all the characters of Star Wars. So Star Wars is a popular movie series. So and if I press on any of this item, so if I press on Jerry Smith, here you can see that I am able to see details for Jerry Smith, and here as well I can use the tab view. So here you can see I can go to the Star Wars API as well. So yeah, that's it. Let's get started. So first what I have done, I have created a watchOS application, and inside that I have taken a tab view which takes in two childs, like a Rick and Morty view and Star Wars view. So if you see over here I have created two folders. This is Rick and Morty view and Star Wars view. But before that I will show you how the response model for Star Wars would look like. So if you see over here, so this is the response, how it would look like. So here you can see we would get a list of Star Wars characters, and inside that I am just taking the name. If you try to hit this API endpoint inside a browser, you will get the actual response, which is very large, but I have decided to keep it simple. So this is the Star Wars response, and this is the Rick and Morty response. So here you can see I'm just getting the name as well as the image. Now if you check the API client, so here if you check the API client, so here we are using our Urlsession to call the particular API. So this is for Star Wars. So here you can see that I'm creating a singleton, and this is the method for to call that particular API. So here is the API URL, and if we get the data here, as you can see I'm using async await. I'm storing it inside a data variable, then I'm decoding it and passing it to our Star Wars response, and if everything is fine, then we are returning the response. Similar for Rick and Morty as well. I'm creating a singleton, and here is the API URL, and we are getting the data, we are decoding it here, and if everything is fine, then we are returning back the data. Next I have created a view model. So here you can see I am extending the observable object, and here I have created a list of Star Wars characters as well. And if you see over here, we have created another method called fetch characters, and here we are calling the fetch data from our Star Wars API client. So we are making use of that singleton, we are not directly creating the object, and because this is async await, we have to wrap it inside task. And once we get the data, we are using the main actor to assign the data to the Star Wars character. Okay, similarly for our Rick and Morty view model as well, this is the array for character. We are creating fetch character method using the singleton and getting the characters and assigning it on the main actor, which is the main thread. Next what I am doing is, if you see, so here is the Star Wars view. So I am creating an observable object of our view model, then I am using a navigation stack. Like you don't have to, because there is no navigation in Star Wars, but we will have to use navigation stacks in Rick and Morty view. And I'm using a lazy v stack because we want to show a large amount of data, and I'm looping over all the data, and the identifier or the ID is name. And here I have just created a button with a label of text, so nothing will happen on the click of the button, but I am just showing you. And the navigation title is Swappy, and here you can play around with this navigation bar title display mode. I have kept it as inline. Next is the Rick and Morty view. Here again I am creating our view model object, then I have taken a navigation stack because I want to navigate from this Rick and Morty view to this Rick and Morty detail. And here again I am taking a scroll view so that we can scroll this, and a lazy v stack as well, and I am looping over all the characters. And here I have taken a navigation link because this will help us to easily navigate from one screen to another screen. Then I have taken an h stack, and inside that h stack I have taken an async image because we get the image URL for this particular character. and depending on whether we are able to properly get the image or not, I am doing a resizable, a scale to fit, and a frame width of 50 and 50, width and height of frame 50 and 50, and I am doing a clip shape of circle. And in case if there is no error, then this will get displayed. If there is an error, then we are just displaying a person.field system name, which is available from SwiftUI's I forgot what this is called, but a bunch of system images are available in SwiftUI for us to use. And in case neither of this satisfies, then we are displaying a progress view, which means that it is trying to fetch the image. And here I am just displaying a text for our character name, and I have assigned some spacer, and the background color is color.teal, and the clip shape is rounded rectangle with a corner radius of 20. Then now I have applied a list style of carousel, and the navigation title is Rick and Morty, and the display mode is large. And if you see the detail view, here I have done the same thing. We are passing the name and image URL from our previous view, and I am just using async image to display the image and a text property to display the name. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.